Hey you, before we dive deep, just breathe. This isn't a love poem, it's a wake-up call. So if you've ever been heartbroken, confused, or stuck in a situationship, stay with me. This might be the most honest thing you've heard all year. They say love heals everything, but sometimes it's the wound that cuts the deepest. Part 1. The lie we were sold. They told you love would feel good. They didn't say it would cost you. Love isn't fireworks and sunsets. It's not someone finishing your sentences or texting good morning every day. That's dopamine. That's habit. Real love, it shows up on the days you feel unlovable. You see, love doesn't always look like what we imagined. Sometimes it looks like two people facing their trauma. Instead of using each other to hide it, we were sold a fantasy. Raised on fairy tales and movie scenes, taught to believe that love just happens, and when it's right, it's easy. But the truth, love is brutal, not because it's mean, but because it's honest. It exposes everything you thought you had healed. It holds up a mirror to the version of you that's still afraid of being seen, and still afraid of being left. No one tells you that love comes with silence, that there will be days when you don't feel anything, but you stay anyway. That the butterflies will fly away and what's left is commitment, sacrifice, showing up, even when it's inconvenient. Love isn't found, it's built. It takes time, and not every person you love is meant to help you build. Some people are just lessons in disguise, and some relationships are just reminders of what you should never settle for again. Let's be real. Most people aren't looking for love, they're looking for relief, a distraction from loneliness, someone to silence the noise in their head. But love isn't supposed to rescue you, it's supposed to grow you. So before you give your heart again, ask yourself, do I want a partner or a parent? Do I want connection or control? Do I want real love or just someone who keeps me company when I'm bored? Because love without self-awareness becomes emotional addiction. You start confusing anxiety for excitement and chaos for passion. But real love, it's peace, it's safety, it's truth, and it starts with you. Part 2. What real love feels like. This one cuts deep. You've been told real love is intense, loud, explosive, like a burning fire you can't control, but that's not love, that's adrenaline. Real love feels different. It's not chaos, it's calm. It doesn't rush you, it grounds you. See, when love is real, it doesn't trigger your fears, it softens them. You're not sitting by the phone waiting for a text. You're not decoding silence. You're not competing with their past or begging them to choose you. Because when love is real, you don't chase it. It meets you. You don't shrink to keep it. You grow because of it. Real love won't ask you to lose yourself. It'll remind you of who you are. That's the thing. You think love is found in grand gestures, but it's in the little things. A hand on your back when you're falling apart. A steady voice when your world is loud. Someone who sees you, even when you're silent. Real love isn't loud. It's not jealous. It's not controlling. It's not demanding explanations every time you breathe differently. It's trusting, even when it's hard. And let's be honest, some of us confuse pain with passion. We think someone fighting for us means they care, but constant conflict isn't connection. It's trauma on repeat. You weren't made for that. You were made for love that doesn't need fixing. Love that listens more than it lectures. Love that holds your hand, not your throat. But you can't receive that kind of love if you still believe you don't deserve it. If you still equate love with proving your worth. If you think suffering earns you affection. No. Love that hurts constantly isn't love. It's bondage. Love that makes you question your value every day isn't love. It's manipulation. Let me say it plain. Real love makes you breathe easier, not heavier. It makes your heart rest, not run. It teaches you how to be still, not how to panic. If it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. Part 3. The pain we ignore. Because silence doesn't mean healing. You saw the red flags, but you told yourself they were just warnings, not stop signs. You heard the tone in their voice. You felt the shift in the room, but you brushed it off again and again. Because we all do it. We minimize pain to protect our fantasy. We ignore discomfort because we fear being alone. We stay, not because we're happy, but because we're afraid we won't find better. And that's how the pain grows roots. See, pain doesn't disappear just because you don't talk about it. It hides, it lingers, it spreads. Until one day, your chest feels heavy, and you don't even know why. You thought you were strong because you stayed. But strength isn't staying in broken places, it's having the courage to walk out of them. We've been taught to endure, to ride it out, to wait until they change. But some people don't change, they just get better at pretending. And every time you ignore your pain, you're telling your heart it doesn't matter. You're training your soul to settle. You're teaching yourself that silence is safer than truth. But silence doesn't heal you, it haunts you. You deserve love that doesn't make you question your sanity. Love that doesn't require a constant apology. Love that doesn't gaslight your reality. Stop ignoring the tightness in your chest. Stop justifying the tears at night. Stop acting like you're okay when your body is begging you to leave. Pain is not proof of love. If it hurts more than it heals, it's not home. It's a lesson. And the lesson is this: your peace is priceless. Your joy is not negotiable. And no relationship, no matter how familiar, is worth losing yourself over. Healing is a fight, because moving on isn't magic, it's war. Nobody tells you how ugly healing feels. They show you the glow up, but not the nights you cry so hard your stomach cramps. They celebrate your peace, but they never mention how long you had to live in pieces to get there. Healing ain't a straight line, it's a war zone. And some days, you don't even want to fight. You wake up wondering if you made a mistake. You replay their laugh. You scroll through memories thinking maybe, just maybe, it wasn't that bad. But it was. You didn't leave a person. You left confusion, disrespect, manipulation, and the slow death of your self-worth. And healing means reminding yourself of that truth every damn day. It means deleting the photos, even when your finger hovers over that trash icon. It means resisting the urge to text, "I miss you," because you know you're not missing them. You're missing who you thought they were. Healing is a fight to stop romanticizing chaos, a fight to believe your future is better than your past, a fight to stop blaming yourself for someone else's inability to love you right. But here's what they won't tell you. Healing also feels like guilt. You'll feel guilty for smiling again, guilty for dancing to your favorite song, guilty for not thinking about them for a whole hour. Because grief tricks you. It makes you feel like letting go means forgetting, but it doesn't. It just means you're choosing to remember without reliving. And that's brave. You're not weak for having bad days. You're human. You're not stupid for still missing them. You're just healing. Keep going. Your heart will rebuild itself piece by jagged piece. Your smile will return, not forced but free. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you haven't thought about them at all. And it won't feel like war anymore. It'll feel like peace. The peace you fought for. The peace you bled for. The peace you earned. Part 5. What real love looks like. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it's real. Real love doesn't knock you off your feet. It teaches you how to stand. It doesn't beg for attention. It gives it daily, consistently, even in silence. Real love doesn't come with grand speeches and movie scenes. It comes with presence. With listening, with holding your hand when you're not even speaking. It's not a show, it's a shelter. You see, we've been conditioned to chase chemistry, but chemistry without character is chaos. And butterflies, they're cute, until you realize they were just warning signs of a nervous system in distress. Real love is calm, steady, safe. It's the kind that checks on you without asking for credit, the kind that stays when you're not your best. The kind that says, "I'm not leaving," even when it's inconvenient. It's not jealous, it's secure. It doesn't compete with your purpose, it partners with it. And here's the part they don't emphasize enough. Real love doesn't fix your wounds, it respects them. It doesn't rush your healing, it holds space for it. Love isn't found in someone who completes you, that's a lie. Love is found in someone who reminds you you were already whole before they arrived. They don't fill your cup. They pour into it because they've been filling theirs too. They don't punish your past, they protect your future. And when conflict shows up, and it always will, they don't weaponize your words, they don't withdraw, they lean in, they choose resolution, not revenge. You don't have to chase real love, you don't have to beg for it, and you damn sure don't have to lose yourself to keep it. Because real love doesn't make you smaller, it expands you. It breathes life into your dreams, it supports your vision. It celebrates your boundaries. Real love isn't rare, it's just quiet. So don't confuse silence for absence. Sometimes, the loudest love is the one that just shows up, every day, without fail, without drama, with truth. Part 6. Stop settling for almost. Almost love is still a no. They almost made time, almost listened, almost committed, almost loved you back. But here's the hard truth. Almost is still not enough. You keep replaying the good moments, the times they showed up, the way they touched your face, the random I miss you texts at 2 a.m., but you forget the cancellations, the cold shoulders, the emotional guessing games. Almost doesn't hold you at night. Almost doesn't choose you in public. Almost doesn't stay when things get uncomfortable. And yet you keep convincing yourself, maybe if I'm more patient, maybe if I give it one more chance. But how many pieces of yourself are you willing to give to someone who can't even meet you halfway? Let me say this clearly. You're not hard to love. You've just been giving your love to people who only know how to take, not give. Stop making excuses for inconsistency. Stop translating busy as trying. Stop accepting breadcrumbs and calling it a feast. Love that keeps you waiting, guessing, doubting is not love. It's emotional manipulation dressed up in potential. You deserve someone who doesn't just see your worth but matches your energy, matches your effort, matches your loyalty. Almost love will drain you. It'll leave you exhausted, empty, and confused while you're pouring so much and still feeling so alone. And here's the worst part about settling for almost. It keeps you from receiving actual love, because your hands are too full holding on to someone who never had any intention of truly holding you back. The one who will love you the way you deserve. They're out there, but they can't reach you if you're still making room for someone who only almost loves you. Let go, not out of bitterness, but out of belief that you are worthy of something real. Almost is not love, it's hesitation, and hesitation is not where you build your forever. Part 7. Love yourself enough. The first love you need is your own. Love yourself enough to walk away from what breaks you, to say no, even if your heart whispers yes, to stop explaining your worth to people who never took time to see it. You keep waiting for someone to finally choose you, to text back, to commit, to change. But hear me, the one who needs to choose you first is you. Love yourself enough to stop shrinking just to fit into their life, to stop tolerating what makes you question your sanity, to stop hoping that maybe this time it'll be different. Because truth is, the pain isn't just from what they did, it's from what you keep allowing. You let them in again. You forgave without change. You said I'm okay when you were breaking inside. But loving yourself means setting fire to all of that, burning every maybe they handed you, tearing down every false hope you clung to. It means telling yourself, I am not a backup plan. I am not someone to be used and discarded. I am not here to beg for attention, affection, or time. Loving yourself isn't a trend. It's a discipline. It's waking up and saying, I am enough, with or without them. You don't heal by going back to what hurt you. You heal by choosing you. Every single time. It's in the quiet moments when no one texts, no one checks in, no one shows up, that you must be your own peace, your own validation, your own love. Because when you finally realize that your worth is not determined by their presence, their love, their validation, you stop chasing, you stop settling, you stop bleeding for people who don't even bring bandages. Love yourself enough to raise your standards, to protect your peace, to demand honesty or walk. That's not selfish, that's survival. Your heart is not a charity. You're not here to fix broken people who keep breaking you in the process. Say it with me. I am enough. Again, I am enough. And the moment you live like it, everything begins to shift. Part 8. What real love actually looks like. It's not found, it's built. Real love doesn't confuse you, it doesn't make you guess, it doesn't play games or go silent to teach you lessons. Real love is clear, it speaks up, it shows up, it follows through. See, we've been fed fairy tales, romance coded in chaos, told that if it doesn't hurt, it's not deep, if it's not complicated, it's not passionate. Lies. Real love is consistent, not fireworks today, silence tomorrow. Not passion when convenient, then distance when you need them most. Real love texts back. Real love checks in. Real love asks how your heart is doing, not just what you're wearing at 2 a.m. It's not flashy captions or forced couple goals. It's showing up on your worst days, when you're tired, insecure, or not your best, and saying, "I'm not going anywhere." Real love is calm, not boring, calm. There's a difference. It's being able to sit in silence without tension. It's disagreeing without destruction. It's not a perfect record, but a willingness to repair when things go wrong. And most of all, real love is freedom. The freedom to be fully seen without pretending, shrinking, or performing. It's I see your flaws and I'm still here. I see your past and I'm not judging. I see your walls and I'm willing to wait while you learn to trust again. That's love. Not trauma bonding, not obsession. Not chasing validation from someone emotionally unavailable. It's peace. It's safety. It's knowing they mean what they say and say what they mean. Love isn't love if it makes you question yourself daily. It's not love if it exhausts you more than it lifts you. You don't have to settle for almost. You don't have to cling to potential. You don't have to explain basic decency to someone who claims to care. Because the right one, they won't need to be begged. They won't need to be reminded of your worth. They'll feel lucky to love you, not burdened by the effort. So stop looking for the spark that burns you. Start building the fire that warms you. Because love isn't found in the chaos. It's found in the quiet commitments, the small actions repeated daily, the honest effort that never stops. That's what real love looks like. Part 9. When to stay, when to walk. The hardest choice is the one that saves you. There comes a moment, not loud, not dramatic, just a quiet ache in your chest that says, this isn't working anymore. And that's the moment. Not when they cheat, not when they scream, but when you feel alone next to someone who claims they love you. See, staying and leaving, both are hard, but one keeps draining your soul, the other sets it free. So how do you know? Stay, if they're trying, not perfectly, not instantly, but honestly. If they own their mistakes, apologize without defense, and actually do better, not just promise better. Stay, if your love is mutual, if you both carry weight, if you both give, not just one holding it all. Stay, if the foundation is respect, no shouting, no belittling, no silent treatment, punishments. Because even in the fights, love listens. Even in pain, love protects. But walk, if you're begging for basics. If you have to remind someone to treat you right, walk. If every sorry comes with no change, if the effort is always tomorrow, and the same cycle keeps looping like a broken record, walk. If love feels like survival, if your body tenses up when they walk in, if your dreams shrink just to keep them comfortable, because love isn't supposed to cost you yourself, and don't let time trap you. It doesn't matter if it's been 6 months or 6 years. Staying in pain won't make the time worth it. Walk. If you've had to choose them over you one too many times, if you don't recognize who you are anymore, if your peace has been the price of the relationship, yes, healing hurts, but so does staying where you're being broken in pieces. And here's the truth. You can love someone deeply and still leave. Because love is not enough if it doesn't come with safety, with effort, with growth. Don't stay just because you're afraid to start over. Sometimes the restart is what saves your life. Sometimes your healing begins at goodbye. Part 10. The love you deserve starts with you. You teach the world how to love you by how you love yourself. Before you chase love, before you give all your energy to someone else, pause and look in the mirror. Because how you love yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. If you accept crumbs, they'll never offer the feast. If you silence your needs, they'll assume you have none. You think you're being selfless, but often you're just scared. Scared to ask, scared to be too much, scared they'll leave if you speak your truth. But here's the truth. The love you deserve won't shrink you. It won't make you feel like you're asking for too much, when you're really just asking for enough. Start loving yourself the way you've always wanted someone else to. Say the words you've begged to hear. I see you. You're enough. You don't need to earn love. You are love. Do you know how powerful that is? To not just demand better, but to become better for yourself? Set boundaries, not walls, boundaries. They're not there to push people away, they're there to protect your peace. Be okay being alone, because when you're good with you, you're no longer afraid of losing someone else. And here's what happens. The moment you stop chasing love from broken places, the right love starts finding you. A love that honors your heart, a love that listens, a love that doesn't confuse chaos for passion. But you won't recognize it if you're still addicted to the version of love that hurt you. So do the work, heal your wounds, forgive yourself for what you allowed, and rise stronger for what you now know. You are not too much, you were just too real for someone who didn't know what to do with your depth. So from today, raise your standards, not your volume. Speak your truth, not your fear. And love yourself so loudly that anyone who steps into your life knows exactly how to treat you. Because when you know your worth, you stop settling for anything less than love that is kind, consistent, and clear. In conclusion, love isn't just about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person for yourself first. If this spoke to your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Save someone silently struggling. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe for more spoken word truths, and always remember, you are worthy of a love that feels like peace.